Okay, back to where we were. I just, it's really important to emphasize that I never wronged this person. This person, I gave this person everything that I had, everything money wise, emotionally, everything, and was well ended up like this. So I'll still interject. Here we go. Mm, well, ha ha ha.
As soon as we got back from the trip, he sought out my ex-partner of 5 years. I went and met with him and played pool. As soon as we left the bar, he said, your ex. Right when we walked out. Hot bench continues in a moment. You are like madly in love by the second email and text.
Okay, so that's a bombshell. That's a bombshell right there. Yeah, I did. Joey shut me out right after we got back, and I went and I found his ex and met him, and I told him that, and we didn't actually do anything other than very light messing around. Really, I mean, we did very very little, and his ex got furious and left within seconds. So nothing ever really happened then. But uh, it's very clear. As I didn't want him to hear through somebody else or through the whatever that that we had that I had met his ex. But actually, as it turns out, his ex had no idea who I was even weeks after we first met that time. So it was inconsequential. But yeah, I was trying to get close to him because he shut me out, and I didn't know why. And I was trying to figure out who he was and why he and how he could do this because there was no empathy, compassion. There was no thanks. He said thank you. He just totally shut me out. I was like, well, that's not fair. So it was part of my frustration and concern.
That's ridiculous. You don't know him from a hole in the wall. He could be Jack the Ripper.
It was 3 weeks.
Until your check engine light comes on.
I'm gonna move this forward a little bit.
Car needs repair. That could mean a big surprise auto repair bill. Those repairs are you can't pay for it to get it fixed. Closed caption.
But no, it was there was a.
You know what the other guy's idea of seafood is? A squished fish patty.
No, I don't. I don't care.
My idea of seafood is Popeye's butterfly shrimp tackle box, cake, shrimp, and all.
This is my friend JR.
I started using bio oil a few months ago after I got a small scar, and I've totally fallen in love with it. I can do without a million things, but not without my bio oil.
Okay, not without my bio oil. Well, I
Three judges, three opinions, one verdict. Hot bench. TJ Hopper says
I brought my bio oil, and that was it was actually JR. That was JR, who you're about to meet, who is the guy that was with Joey for 5 years that I met briefly one night in an attempt to figure out what Joey was doing to me or what he was all about. Because I'd known we talked about him on the trip, and but JR came with me to the show because a year ago we started dating and we've been together. And when Joey found out that JR was there at this show here, December 7th, so we're kind of advancing from a year ago, he had to be restrained by 4 security guards. 4 security guards had to hold him back when he found out that JR was there. So apparently there's still some unreconciled emotions, which There's a lot of that going around, isn't there? There's a little bit of that going around, really? Okay, so back to the action.
Former friend Joseph Kasper reached their contract regarding their European
Wait, former friend? But there was no relationship. He said there was no relationship. How could we have even been friends?
vacation. Joseph claims TJ is stalking him.
Who is this gentleman here?
This is my friend JR.
Do you know this gentleman?
That's my ex buddy.
The ex that you were just talking about?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you say that you come back, you realize that there's bad blood between the two of you, and you cut him off?
There was not bad blood when we came back. The last 2 weeks were miserable, I would say, of the trip.
Right.
He would bust out.
Okay, yeah. Once I cried because I was so frustrated, and that was when I took him to Mallorca. I turned the trip over to him. He got to go wherever he wanted to go. The last 2 weeks were miserable. Those were the places he chose to go. Let's go here. I paid for it because I wanted to make him happy. And when I tried to make him happy, he was miserable, which I don't get. Because I discovered that he was running around on me. It didn't bother me, actually, that much. What bothered me was that he was so cruel about it. He was just absolutely, utterly cruel. Which, I cried. I'm not ashamed to say I cried. I still cry. Every day. Because I can't believe that another human being would wound someone who had nothing but caring and compassion in their hearts. Oh, wait! Oh, they did nail Jesus to a tree who taught nothing but love and... Not saying I'm like Jesus, but I know what it feels like to be crucified for loving someone.
Out in tears at dinner, in restaurants in Europe, crying, "Why won't you love me? Please be with me." And as soon as we got back, he started with finding my ex. He's been to my work and harassed me. He has contacted my mother 300 miles away.
Okay, so, first of all, that's not his mother. And I never contacted his mother. Not once. And at work, I showed up at work to give him a letter of demand that my lawyer said I needed to give him for the money that he owed me, which he refused to pay, and for the photos, which he had agreed to share with me several times. And I have more texts. A month ago, he was going to give me the photos, but then he pulls back. So it's not like it seems. We'll just keep going. It's everything he says is a lie. He's incapable of telling the truth.
Your Honor, I never contacted a single one of his family members. Not
Do
once.
you have proof of his...
No, I don't. I used his phone in Europe to call my mother. That's how he had her number. He has contacted my roommate, my best friend.
Well,
He's been to my work and harassed me.
Do you have any proof of that?
No.
Judge Acker?
Mr. Hopper, how is it that...
And he has no proof. I showed up at his work to congratulate him and to give him the letter of demand. And he freaked out. He was like at work, like, wait, how dare you? It's like, dude, we're best friends, right? You said we were best friends. He said, even right when the trip ended, that I was the best friend he ever had. So I just want to reconnect, and what the hell? Well, figure out what the hell that... So we'll continue.
that you connected with the defendant's ex?
Well, it was after I got back, the defendant
Did you seek him out?
shut me out,
So you sought out his
and I
ex?
saw him and wondered if it was the same person. So we made arrangements to meet.
You sought him out.
I wanted to connect with someone who knew him to find out what happened, because when we got back from Europe, he shut me out. Totally shut me out.
Now you're suing him for $5,000 in damages. Is that because it's the cost of the trip? Is that what you say is the damage resulting from his not taking the pictures? I'm uncertain even as to what the basis of your contractual damages are.
Because you're an idiot, Your Honor. and an oral agreement is every bit as valid as a written agreement. But they wouldn't even look at my emails or text messages. But then in the case that follows this one, they decided exclusively on text messages. The text messages they refused to see in our case.
To the extent that you're suing him because he didn't, as you put it, consummate your relationship, you're asking for damages because he didn't sleep with you. And that's an unenforceable contract. I mean, that's a contract against public policy.
Okay, well, it is in certain states, but let me